My name is Jess, and I'm a few days shy of being 9 years sober, and I wanted to talk about freedom and boredom in sobriety because it's real and it exists, and we kind of don't know what to do with ourselves, right? And that is the open space in the 7-step method that I created. You can click on the description and learn more about it. But the open space is, oh my God, here's a bunch of feelings I've never felt before. One being extreme, intense boredom. And my antidote, or what I say is the opposite of that, is tapping into your potential energy, your creative potential energy. And whether that looks like working out, exercising, whether that looks like yoga, meditation, painting, playing music, taking classes, going back to school, starting a business, whatever it is, we tap deeper into our levels of creative potential energy. However, and I've been dealing with this for about 10 years now, and I'll tell you why. So I've been in my career, I'm 36, even though I know people tell me I look like I'm in my early 20s, mid 20s all the time, but I started in creative advertising when I was 15 years old. So I've been in the industry for about 21 years now. And when I was 25, I ended up being in a position where I could be semi-retired. I had gone to Southeast Asia and I was making a fairly good amount of money hourly working for some tech companies. And I only had to work 10 hours a month to sustain my lifestyle. Like, I did not have to work for 30 years and I was 25. I had enough money to live down there and not care about anything. And I didn't have to work more than 10 hours a month. Everyone was always like, Jess, did you read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week? And I was like, 4-Hour Work Week? What a chump. Work 10 hours a month. That's all you got to do. 2.5 hours a week, And so there is so much freedom in the modern world today. But what ends up happening as a result of that is that we no longer experience challenge or friction. Our lives become very frictionless. And for a lot of reasons, that is a very good thing. And for a lot of reasons, that's actually a very emotionally tough thing to deal with, tough thing to cope with, because I think as humans, we enjoy a challenge, right? But if everything is streamlined and optimized and we can get everything at our fingertips, we'll have to continuously come up with ideas to do, okay? And yes, we can all turn into Buddhist monks. Trust, I have tried to do that. I have gone that way and I decided it's not for me, right? I took a vow of poverty, celibacy, and sobriety over the last 10 years, trying to find out whether or not I wanted to do that. And one of the reasons why I got sober in the first place when I was 27 was because when I was 25 and living in Thailand, I studied with the monks. Unintentionally, I would go into the temples and look at the architecture and the art and study the art, but then I unbeknownst to me or unintentionally just started learning about Buddhism, and I was talking to monks and I just absorbed the frequency that existed within the temples, and I said, there's something in here and I gotta go on that adventure and find it, And so that's in large part why I ended up getting sober about a year later. So my problem was that I'm very good at design and creativity, and I templatize a lot of things. And so anything that takes maybe somebody 5 hours to do in design and creativity, I can do it in about 15 minutes, right? And so then we get into the idea of quantum jumping and bending time and space, right? Collapsing timelines, if you will, right? So I'm very good at that. And because I'm very good at that, it has opened up a world of possibilities. I am somebody that I never thought I would be. I've never thought I would be who I am today. And also, boredom is still a very real thing that I experience a lot of the times. And I have the most fun you could ever imagine. And also, I am constantly bored. Okay, I'm constantly feel like I'm being not challenged enough. I have been able to find hobbies that do give me the right amount of challenge, and I am participating in those, and I will continue to, rise to the occasion as time goes on. but it is a legitimately real thing. So I want you to make sure that you know that you're not alone by thinking that, why am I bored all the time? Well, you have a lot of free time. So not only do you have free time because you're not drunk or hungover 2 days a week. So here's some sober math. If you drank Friday night, you probably spent Saturday day being a little bit hungover and just kind of like resting, taking care, whatever. And then you go out Saturday night and drank again or used again, whatever. And then you spent Sunday morning and afternoon kind of like feeling the same way you did Saturday morning. And you finally get your stuff together Sunday evening and you go back to work, right? General idea, right, of the schedule of drinking. So if you took all of that time together, which is about 2 days out of your 7 days a week, and put it together, you get about 100 days of your year back, okay? That ends up being how much time you get back just in your first year of sobriety, right? So imagine who you'd be if you were 9 years sober, 10 years sober, and you got 1,000 days back. That's almost 3 years. What would you do with your time? How would you stop being bored? How would you have the most fun? You can. It's possible. You have so many opportunities in life to go do and be the highest version of yourself. But it comes with a caveat, which is you have to keep going higher. Or you can stay the same and coast. That's totally fine. But you will eventually meet boredom. You'll have a crossroads and then you'll have to go do something else, right? Look, I play the drums. I paint surfboards. I've started straightening my hair and doing my hair because I'm like, I just got a lot of time on my hands. What do you do? Okay. So I want to remind you that just because you're bored does not mean you need to go out and drink alcohol. I think, or, use drugs, whatever. I think you need to challenge yourself to become a different person. I think you need to sit and go deep and within and ask yourself, why am I having this feeling? Is it because I'm avoidant on something? Is it because I'm trying to procrastinate? Is it because I have a bunch of fears that I'm not dealing with or overcoming? Is my boredom because I genuinely don't have anything to do? Is my boredom because I haven't tapped into creativity? Okay. So remember, you're getting 100 days of your year back, right? And on top of that, the world is becoming frictionless. Okay. We can just shoot off a text. We don't even have to go to the bank anymore to deposit our checks if we have a smartphone, right? Like, there's a lot of things that are becoming very, very easy. And so on top of us getting 100 days back, the technology that's being created is also giving us more time. Okay. So like, let's multiply that by like 1.5, right? Maybe you get 150 days of your year back because of the amount of technology. So now you even have to more fill up your time. Okay. That does not mean that you need to spend the time, buzzing around on substances, but you need to find parts of your routine that you can go to and say, I love doing this. This is giving me good vibes. A lot of the times I spend my time volunteering, and I try to volunteer for at least 3 different organizations. And one is like a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing. One is a monthly thing. The other one is online and remote. So I can give them design stuff whenever they need. Okay. Keep finding more things to do, keep connecting to more people, keep trying on new hats, because realistically, we're just expanding to the furthest edges of the universe and who we can really become on the inside. But that's not to say that you aren't going to feel boredom, that you aren't going to feel this restlessness, but you got to push through it and say, well, what else is out there? There's a lot of stuff. Go find it.